The Himalayas are a world of extremes, a kingdom of rock and ice ruled by the planet's highest peaks. Stretching across 5 countries and spanning over 2,400 kilometers, this colossal mountain range is not only the roof of the world, but also a formidable barrier that shapes the climate, rivers, and even the cultures of the lands below. Here on the slopes of Mount Everest, the air is thin, the temperatures plummet to unimaginable lows, and the landscape is a brutal testament to nature's raw power. The mountain's sheer size dominates the horizon, its presence felt in every gust of wind and every shifting shadow. It's a place that tests the very limits of life, a savage arena where survival is a minute-by-minute battle. The weather can change in an instant, transforming a calm morning into a deadly whiteout, and the terrain itself is a maze of cliffs, crevasses, and shifting ice. For the creatures that call this formidable wilderness home, every day is a high-stakes adventure. Each step can mean the difference between life and death, and every decision is shaped by the relentless forces of nature. They don't just exist here, they have evolved incredible, specialized strategies to thrive where few others could even dare to tread. From thick, insulating fur to lungs adapted for thin air, every feature is a testament to the power of evolution. This is not just a mountain range, it is a vertical battlefield where only the most resilient and cunning can endure. The cliffs and ridges are both sanctuary and trap, offering safety from predators but also posing deadly risks. To stand in the shadow of these colossal peaks is to feel utterly humbled. The scale of the mountains is almost beyond comprehension, and the silence is broken only by the roar of the wind or the distant rumble of falling ice. The wind howls like a hungry predator, carrying with it the biting cold that can freeze life in its tracks. Even the hardiest animals must seek shelter from its relentless assault, and the unprepared can perish in minutes. The ground is a treacherous mix of jagged rocks, steep cliffs, and deep, unforgiving snow. Every movement is a calculated risk, and a single misstep can mean disaster. Yet against this backdrop of stark, almost monochromatic beauty, a surprising diversity of life unfolds. From the smallest insects to the largest mammals, each species has carved out its own niche in this frozen world. These animals are true masters of their environment, each one a living marvel of adaptation. Their survival is a story of ingenuity, resilience, and the relentless drive to endure. They have sculpted their bodies, their behaviors, and their very life cycles to the rhythm of this unforgiving land, turning what seems like a desolate wasteland into a thriving, albeit hidden, kingdom of survivors. And each season brings new challenges, and only those who can adapt will see another year. Living at such high altitudes presents a series of monumental challenges. The landscape is constantly shifting, shaped by landslides, avalanches, and the slow but relentless movement of glaciers. Oxygen is scarce, making every breath a conscious effort. Both animals and humans must adapt to the thin air, developing larger lungs, more efficient blood, and unique ways to conserve energy. Food sources are often sparse and scattered, forcing animals to travel vast distances or develop unique ways to find sustenance. Some graze on tough mountain grasses, while others hunt or scavenge, each playing a vital role in the ecosystem. The weather is a fickle and dangerous adversary, capable of shifting from serene stillness to a blinding blizzard in a matter of moments. Survival depends on the ability to read the signs and react quickly to the ever-changing conditions. Each creature here has found its own answer to these life-or-death questions. Some rely on speed and agility, others on camouflage or sheer endurance, but all are united by the constant struggle to survive. From the deep slumber of a hibernating bear to the soaring flight of a bone-eating vulture, the solutions are as varied and fascinating as the animals themselves. Each adaptation is a story written in flesh and bone, shaped by countless generations. In this high-altitude theatre of survival, we will explore the lives of some of Everest's most remarkable inhabitants. Their stories are woven into the very fabric of the mountains, each one a testament to the power of life in the face of adversity. We will uncover the secrets of the Himalayan black bear as it prepares for its long winter sleep. From gathering food to finding the perfect den, every action is crucial for survival through the harshest months. We will witness the agility of the musk deer, a creature built for a life on the edge. Its nimble hooves and keen senses allow it to navigate the most perilous terrain. Always alert for predators lurking nearby, we will follow the silent footsteps of the cunning red fox, a predator that uses its intelligence to outwit its prey. Its adaptability and resourcefulness make it one of the mountain's most successful hunters. And we will look to the skies, to marvel at the bearded vulture, the master of a grim but essential trade. Feeding almost exclusively on bone, it plays a vital role in the mountain ecosystem, recycling nutrients that would otherwise be lost. Join me as we delve into this savage kingdom and discover the incredible stories of life on top of the world. Together we will witness the daily dramas, the quiet triumphs, and the epic struggles that define existence in Everest's realm, a place where only the extraordinary survive. As the golden hues of autumn begin to fade, a profound transformation sweeps across the Himalayan landscape. The forests, once vibrant with the fiery reds and golds of fall, slowly surrender to the encroaching chill. The first relentless snows of winter descend, blanketing the high passes and mountain slopes in a thick, icy shroud. For most creatures, this signals a time of hardship and uncertainty, but for the Himalayan black bear, it marks the beginning of its most critical preparation, a battle for survival against the harshest season of the year. This magnificent animal, perfectly adapted to its rugged environment, knows that the coming months will bring extreme scarcity and life-threatening cold. The bear's instincts, honed over millennia, drive it to retreat from the world and enter a state of deep hibernation, a remarkable feat of endurance and biological ingenuity. The first step in this incredible process is to find or dig a suitable den. The bear searches tirelessly, seeking out natural caves tucked into rocky outcrops, hollowed-out trees with thick trunks, or burrows dug deep into sheltered hillsides. These dens are more than just shelters, they are sanctuaries, carefully chosen to shield the bear from the raging blizzards and sub-zero temperatures that grip the Himalayas for months on end. The location and structure of the den can mean the difference between life and death, but before the bear can settle down for its long winter sleep, it must embark on a monumental feeding frenzy. This is a race against time as the days grow shorter and the temperature drops. The bear's life becomes a relentless quest for calories, driven by an insatiable hunger that compels it to eat almost constantly. During the late summer and autumn, the bear scours the forest floor and mountain slopes, consuming vast quantities of food. It devours fruits such as wild apples, cherries, and other seasonal offerings that the Himalayan forests provide in abundance, nuts which are rich in fats and proteins, berries bursting with sugars and nutrients, and insects which it uncovers by turning over rocks and digging through the undergrowth. Occasionally the bear will hunt or scavenge small animals, supplementing its diet with precious protein and fat. Every meal is a step closer to survival, every mouthful a deposit in the bear's vital energy reserves. As the weeks pass, the bear's body transforms. Its fur grows thicker and glossier, providing insulation against the coming cold. Beneath this protective coat, a thick layer of fat accumulates, wrapping the bear in a life-sustaining blanket that will serve as its sole source of energy throughout the winter. This period of hyperphagia, an intense, almost frantic phase of eating, is absolutely crucial. Without sufficient fat reserves, the bear would not survive its long fast. Every ounce of fat is a deposit in its survival bank, a vital resource that will fuel its body while the world outside is frozen and barren. The bear's entire existence now revolves around this singular goal: to eat enough to endure the long, dark months ahead. Once the bear has built up its reserves, and the first true cold of winter sets in, it retreats to its chosen den. Here, in the darkness and silence, the bear's body undergoes a remarkable transformation. It curls up tightly, conserving every bit of warmth, and prepares to enter a state unlike any other in the animal kingdom. Its heart rate slows dramatically, dropping from a normal 40 to 50 beats per minute to as few as 8 beats per minute. This drastic reduction in heart activity is essential for conserving energy, allowing the bear to survive without food or water for months on end. Its breathing becomes shallow and infrequent, and its body temperature decreases, though not as drastically as some other hibernators. This delicate balance allows the bear to remain in a state of suspended animation, its vital functions slowed to a crawl. This state, known as torpor, is a masterclass in energy conservation. The bear's metabolism slows to a fraction of its normal rate, allowing it to make its fat reserves last for the entire winter season. In this deep, profound sleep, the bear's body is a marvel of efficiency, using only what is absolutely necessary to stay alive. Yet even in this state, the bear is not completely oblivious to the world. It remains partially aware, capable of waking up if its den is disturbed or threatened by predators, landslides, or other dangers. This light touch of awareness is a crucial adaptation, ensuring the bear's safety even in its most vulnerable state. For up to 5 or 6 months, the Himalayan black bear remains in its self-imposed isolation. Outside, the world is transformed. Snow piles up at the den's entrance, the wind howls across the barren slopes, and temperatures plunge to unimaginable lows. Inside, the bear slumbers on, a living testament to nature's ingenuity. During this entire period, the bear does not eat, drink, or defecate. Its body is a closed system, perfectly adapted to survive on its own stored resources. Miraculously, the bear's body recycles its waste products, converting urea into proteins to maintain muscle mass and prevent atrophy. This extraordinary adaptation allows the bear to emerge from hibernation with its strength largely intact, ready to face the challenges of spring. When the warmth of spring finally begins to melt the snow and coax new life from the frozen ground, the bear awakens. It emerges from its den, leaner and weaker, but alive, a survivor of one of the most demanding winters on Earth. The world outside is transformed. The air is filled with the scent of new growth. Streams begin to flow, and the forest comes alive with the sounds of returning life. The Himalayan black bear, having conquered the winter through the extraordinary power of sleep and adaptation, steps out into a world reborn, ready to begin the cycle of life once more and to face the challenges and opportunities of the seasons ahead. High above the tree line, where the air thins and the world is shaped by wind and stone, a remarkable animal makes its home. Living on the precarious border between the dense, shadowy Alpine forests and the bare, unforgiving rocky slopes of Everest is one of the region's most elusive and agile residents, the musk deer. This creature is a master of survival in a realm where few others dare to tread. The musk deer is not a true deer, despite its name. Instead, it belongs to a more ancient lineage and possesses a suite of unique characteristics that set it apart from its distant relatives. Its body is compact and muscular, built for both stealth and speed, and its senses are finely tuned to detect the faintest hint of danger in its harsh environment. Weighing up to 40 pounds and measuring about 3 feet in length, the musk deer is covered in a thick, coarse coat of brown hair. This fur is not just for warmth. It provides exceptional camouflage, blending seamlessly with the mottled rocks and sparse vegetation. In the biting cold of the high Himalayas, this insulation is a lifeline, allowing the musk deer to remain active even as temperatures plummet far below freezing. Perhaps its most striking feature is its powerful hind legs, which are noticeably longer and more muscular than its front legs. These limbs are the product of countless generations of adaptation, each one honed for a life spent navigating the vertical world of cliffs and boulders. This unusual anatomy gives the musk deer a perpetually hunched appearance, its back arched and head held low. But this posture is not a weakness. It is the secret to its incredible agility, allowing it to coil its muscles like springs, ready to unleash explosive bursts of movement at a moment's notice. With every step, the musk deer demonstrates its mastery of the treacherous terrain. It moves with a careful, calculated grace, placing each hoof with precision, never wasting energy, always alert to the shifting ground beneath its feet. The powerful hind legs act like coiled springs, propelling the musk deer in spectacular leaps from rock to rock. These jumps are not just impressive, they are essential for survival. With astonishing precision and grace, the musk deer can clear gaps that would stop most animals in their tracks, traversing the broken landscape as if it were a stage set for its own private ballet. It navigates the steep, unstable slopes with a confidence that few other animals can match, moving like a ghost through the high-altitude landscape. Its movements are so fluid and silent that it often seems to vanish into thin air, leaving only a faint trail in the snow or a whisper of disturbed moss. This ability is not just for show, it is a critical survival tool. In a world where danger can appear at any moment, agility and speed are the musk deer's greatest defenses. When threatened by a predator, whether it be the cunning red fox or the stealthy snow leopard, the musk deer can escape by bounding up near vertical cliff faces, its hooves finding purchase where none seem possible. In its wake, a flurry of dislodged stones tumbles down, marking the path of its desperate flight, while its pursuers are left far behind, unable to match its speed or agility. Unlike the familiar deer of lower altitudes, the musk deer has no antlers. This absence is a striking difference, especially in a world where antlers are often a symbol of strength and dominance. Instead, the males are armed with a different and arguably more intimidating weapon, a pair of elongated upper canine teeth or tusks that protrude menacingly from their mouths. These two long upper canines grow downwards, forming saber-like tusks that can reach up to 4 inches in length. They are sharp, strong, and unmistakable, a clear signal to any rival that this is not an animal to be trifled with. These formidable teeth are not used for feeding, but are wielded as weapons during the intense mating season. Males engage in fierce battles, slashing and parrying with their tusks, each one vying for dominance and the right to mate. The tusks are a clear signal of the male's strength and readiness to fight. They serve as both a visual deterrent to rivals and a key tool in the battle to secure a territory, and with it the right to reproduce in this challenging environment. Only the strongest and most agile males will succeed, passing their genes to the next generation. The diet of the musk deer is perfectly adapted to the sparse vegetation of its high-altitude home. Food is scarce, and only the hardiest plants can survive the relentless cold and wind. The musk deer is a specialist herbivore, feeding primarily on the hardy plants that can survive in such extreme conditions. It has developed a keen sense of smell and taste, allowing it to locate the most nutritious morsels among the rocks and snow. Its meals consist of tough mountain grasses, resilient mosses that cling to the rocks, and the roots and stems of plants that have adapted to the thin, nutrient-poor soil. Lichens, which cling stubbornly to the rocks, are a vital part of its diet, providing essential nutrients that are hard to find elsewhere in this barren landscape. The tender shoots of shrubs, when available, are eagerly consumed, as are the occasional leaves, and even bark, especially during the lean winter months when other food is scarce. This ability to subsist on a diet that many other herbivores would find unpalatable is another key to its success. The musk deer is a true survivor, able to eke out a living where others would starve. The musk deer is a true specialist, a creature perfectly sculpted by evolution to perform a delicate and dangerous ballet on the roof of the world. Every leap, every cautious step, every battle and every meal is a testament to its extraordinary adaptation, a living symbol of survival in one of the planet's most extreme environments. In the remote, icy reaches of the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the cold is relentless, a remarkable drama unfolds each winter. This is the time when the elusive musk deer enters its mating season, a period marked by both beauty and brutality, set against the stark, unforgiving backdrop of snow and ice. As the landscape becomes locked in a deep freeze, blanketed by thick snow and battered by icy winds, the musk deer's urge to reproduce grows stronger than ever. The males, usually solitary and secretive, are transformed by this primal drive. They become bold, aggressive, and fiercely territorial, compelled by instinct to secure their legacy in the harshest of conditions. Each male musk deer carefully selects and establishes a territory, a patch of rugged terrain that he will defend with unwavering determination. He patrols the boundaries tirelessly, his senses heightened, always alert for signs of rivals or potential mates. The ideal territory is one that overlaps with the home ranges of several females, increasing his chances of reproductive success. To mark his claim, the male uses his most valuable asset, his musk gland. He deposits this potent scent on rocks, branches, and the ground, creating invisible boundaries that announce his presence to all. The musk is not just a marker, it is a powerful chemical signal, rich with information about the male's health, strength, and readiness to defend his domain. This scent serves as both an invitation and a warning. To females, it signals a strong, capable mate. To other males, it is a clear message: trespassers will not be tolerated. Any rival who dares to cross these boundaries risks a violent confrontation. When two males encounter each other at the edge of a territory, the tension is palpable. The confrontation does not begin with immediate violence. Instead, it unfolds as a ritualized contest of strength and intimidation, a psychological battle designed to avoid unnecessary injury. The rivals circle one another, each assessing the other's size, stamina, and resolve. Their movements are deliberate, calculated, and fraught with meaning. Every step, every glance is a test of willpower and confidence. The display escalates as the males grind their teeth, producing a harsh, grating sound that echoes through the silent forest. They bare their long, saber-like canine tusks, unique weapons among deer, flashing them in the cold air. Sharp hisses and guttural snorts fill the space between them, each sound a challenge, each gesture a threat. These ritualized displays are more than mere bluster. They are a crucial adaptation, allowing the deer to gauge each other's determination and strength without resorting to a dangerous fight. In the Himalayas, where every injury can be fatal, conserving energy and avoiding wounds is essential for survival. Often this intense standoff is enough. One male, sensing he's outmatched, will retreat, conceding the territory to the stronger opponent. This quick resolution through intimidation is always preferable, sparing both animals from the risks of combat. But sometimes neither male is willing to back down. When pride and the promise of mating rights are at stake, the ritual escalates into open conflict. The air crackles with tension as both prepare for battle. With a sudden burst of energy, the males charge at each other, their bodies propelled by powerful hind legs built for both agility and force. Their tusks, sharp as daggers, become deadly weapons in the struggle for dominance. The combat is fierce and fast. Each deer aims to slash at his rival's neck and flanks, inflicting deep, painful wounds. The snow is churned up in a flurry of movement, the silence of the forest shattered by the sounds of battle. These fights are chaotic and brutal, a desperate contest where only the most determined and physically fit can hope to prevail. The stakes are high. Victory means exclusive access to the females, while defeat can mean serious injury or even death. The musk deer's long, muscular hind legs, so well adapted for leaping across rocky slopes, now serve another purpose. They provide the explosive power needed for aggressive lunges and rapid maneuvers during these violent encounters. In the end, the victor is the one who can drive his opponent away, battered and defeated. He stands alone, the undisputed master of his territory, having proven his strength and resolve. With his rivals vanquished, the successful male earns the ultimate reward, the right to mate with the females who reside within his domain. His genes, tested and proven in the crucible of winter combat, will be passed on to the next generation. This brutal, unforgiving system ensures that only the strongest, most resilient, and most determined males are able to reproduce. It is a harsh but effective mechanism of natural selection, perfectly suited to the extreme environment of the Himalayas. By enduring the relentless challenges of a Himalayan winter and surviving these dangerous duels, the musk deer guarantees that only the fittest traits are passed on. Each generation is shaped by the trials of those that came before, honed for survival in one of the world's most demanding habitats. In this violent high-stakes tournament, the prize is nothing less than legacy itself. On the frozen stage of the high Himalayas, the musk deer's fierce mating rituals ensure that only the best adapted will endure, continuing the ancient cycle of life in this wild, majestic kingdom. The red fox of the Himalayas is, well, a portrait of cunning and adaptability. A resourceful carnivore that's really mastered the art of survival in this challenging landscape. Here, in the shadow of towering peaks and amidst biting winds, the fox's story is one of relentless ingenuity and resilience. Smaller than its lowland cousins, the Himalayan red fox typically weighs no more than 30 pounds and measures about 3 feet in length. This compact frame is not a disadvantage, but rather a finely tuned adaptation to the harsh, high-altitude environment. Its compact size is actually an advantage, helping it conserve heat. When temperatures plummet, the fox curls tightly into a ball, wrapping its bushy tail around its body to shield itself from the icy winds, a simple yet effective strategy for warmth. With its iconic fiery coat, the fox stands out against the snow, yet this vibrant fur is more than just beautiful. It's thick and insulating, providing essential protection from the element. Its keen senses of sight and smell, coupled with razor-sharp intelligence, make the fox a truly formidable predator, able to detect the faintest movement or scent on the wind. It moves through the terrain with a silent, deliberate grace, each step carefully placed to avoid detection. The fox is always watchful, always assessing its surroundings for the slightest sign of an opportunity, be it a rustle beneath the snow or a shadow flickering in the distance. Its reputation as a wily hunter is honestly well earned. The fox's hunting prowess is the result of both instinct and learned behavior honed over countless generations in this unforgiving wilderness. One of the red fox's most impressive hunting techniques is its signature mousing pounce. This acrobatic maneuver is a marvel of precision and timing, perfected through endless practice. This is a strategy used mainly for catching small rodents like pikas and voles, which often hide beneath the snow or in dense vegetation. The fox's acute sense of hearing allows it to detect the faintest sounds of movement, even when its prey is hidden from sight. The fox will stand perfectly still, its head cocked, listening intently for the faint rustling sounds of its prey moving underground. Every muscle is tensed, every sense focused as it waits for the perfect moment to strike. Once it has pinpointed the location, it executes a spectacular leap, launching itself high into the air and bringing its front paws down with pinpoint accuracy to trap the unsuspecting victim. The impact is sudden and decisive, often stunning or killing the prey instantly. This maneuver requires, incredible hearing, timing and precision. The fox's large sensitive ears can rotate independently, allowing it to triangulate the exact position of its prey beneath the snow. When hunting larger prey, such as the vulnerable fawns of musk deer, the red fox employs a different strategy, one that relies on stealth and surprise. It knows that a direct approach would alert its quarry, so it becomes a master of patience and concealment. It'll use the uneven terrain, rocks and shrubs as cover, stalking its target with immense patience. The fox moves in slow, measured steps, blending seamlessly into the landscape, its body low to the ground to avoid detection. It approaches silently, its movements slow and calculated until it is within striking distance. Every second is a test of discipline as the fox waits for the perfect opportunity to launch its attack. Then, in a sudden burst of speed, it pounces, aiming for a swift and decisive attack. The element of surprise is crucial, as even a moment's hesitation could mean the difference between a meal and an empty stomach. The fox can run at high speeds for short distances, which is an essential skill for catching agile prey like hares or young deer that might otherwise bolt to safety. Its powerful legs and flexible spine allow for explosive acceleration and quick changes in direction. The red fox does not rely on a single method of hunting. Its versatility really is its greatest strength. It can switch tactics in an instant, adapting to the behavior of its prey and the challenges of the terrain. It is an opportunistic predator through and through, constantly adapting its approach based on the prey and the situation. Whether the landscape is blanketed in snow or dotted with rocky outcrops, the fox finds a way to turn every obstacle into an advantage. Whether it's patiently stalking a fawn, executing a dramatic pounce on a hidden vole, or chasing down a fleet-footed hare, the fox demonstrates a remarkable cognitive ability to problem-solve and exploit any chance it gets. Its intelligence is evident in every calculated move, every shift in strategy, and every successful hunt. This intelligence, combined with its physical prowess, makes the red fox one of the most successful and widespread predators in the Himalayan kingdom. In a world where survival is never guaranteed, the red fox's cunning pursuit ensures its place as a true master of the mountains. The red fox, with its sharp senses and agile body, is a masterful and cunning carnivore. Yet, in the unforgiving expanse of the Himalayas, its continued survival is not just a matter of hunting prowess. Instead, it is the fox's remarkable adaptability and resourcefulness that truly set it apart. One of the most important reasons for the red fox's success in this sparse, often inhospitable environment is its incredibly varied omnivorous diet. Unlike many predators that rely solely on meat, the red fox is an opportunist, able to take advantage of whatever food sources the mountains provide. When the hunt for small mammals, birds, or other live prey proves fruitless, the fox does not go hungry. Instead, it seamlessly shifts its focus, searching the landscape for alternative sources of nourishment. This dietary flexibility is a crucial adaptation in a region where food availability is unpredictable and, at times, extremely seasonal. The harsh winters and brief summers mean that the red fox must be ready to exploit any opportunity that arises. In the high-altitude wilderness, being a picky eater is a luxury the red fox simply cannot afford. Every meal, no matter how small or unconventional, can mean the difference between life and death. During the warmer months, when the snow recedes and the valleys burst into life, the red fox's diet expands dramatically. It supplements its meals with a wide array of plant matter, taking full advantage of the brief abundance. The fox will forage for wild fruits and berries, carefully picking them from bushes or plucking them from the ground. It also digs for nutritious roots, using its keen sense of smell and dexterous paws to unearth hidden treasures beneath the soil. Tender new shoots and green vegetation are also on the menu. The fox moves quietly through meadows and along riverbanks, feasting on the fresh growth that emerges with the spring thaw. These plant-based foods are not just a stopgap, they provide essential vitamins, minerals and carbohydrates that are often lacking in a purely carnivorous diet. This nutritional diversity helps the fox maintain its health and energy, especially when animal prey is scarce. The red fox is also a skilled hunter of insects, grubs and other invertebrates. It will dig through the earth or pounce on movement in the grass, eagerly consuming these protein-rich morsels. Insects and grubs, though small, can be a surprisingly rich source of protein and fat, especially during the summer when they are most abundant. This ability to switch seamlessly between hunting, foraging, and scavenging is what allows the red fox to maintain a relatively stable food intake, even when its preferred prey is nowhere to be found. But the red fox's adaptability does not end there. It is also an expert scavenger, a role that is absolutely indispensable in the harsh Himalayan ecosystem. Scavenging is a skill that requires patience, intelligence, and a powerful sense of smell. The red fox excels at all three, often investigating the remains of animals left behind by larger predators or those that have succumbed to the elements. With its acute sense of smell, the fox can detect the scent of a carcass from a remarkable distance, even when it is hidden among rocks or buried beneath snow. It will often follow scent trails across treacherous terrain, tracking down animals that have perished due to the cold, starvation, or predation by formidable hunters like the snow leopard. For the red fox, a dead animal is a valuable windfall, a rare opportunity to feast on a high-energy meal with minimal risk or effort. The fox will feed eagerly on the carcass, consuming as much as it can before other scavengers arrive or the remains are claimed by the elements. Every scrap is valuable. The red fox ensures that nothing goes to waste, picking the bones clean and even gnawing on the tougher parts for any remaining nutrition. This thoroughness not only benefits the fox but also plays a vital role in the ecosystem, helping to recycle nutrients and keep the environment clean. As a member of nature's cleanup crew, the red fox helps prevent the spread of disease and supports the delicate balance of life in the mountains. When not actively hunting, foraging, or scavenging, the red fox is careful to conserve its energy. The harsh climate and thin air of the Himalayas make rest an essential part of its daily routine. Much of the day is spent curled up in a sheltered den, protected from the biting wind and sudden storms that sweep across the mountains. The fox may dig its own burrow, carving out a safe haven beneath the earth, or it may take advantage of natural crevices among the rocks, using whatever shelter the landscape provides. Sometimes it finds refuge in dense thickets of vegetation, hidden from both predators and the elements. This period of rest is not wasted time. It is a vital part of the fox's survival strategy, allowing it to digest its meals, heal from injuries, and conserve precious calories for the next hunt. After a successful meal, the fox may rest with a full belly, its body quietly processing the nutrients it has worked so hard to find. By carefully balancing its energy expenditure with a highly opportunistic and diverse diet, the red fox maximizes its chances of survival in this challenging environment. Through a combination of intelligence, adaptability, and relentless determination, the red fox has perfected a formula for thriving in one of the world's most demanding and awe-inspiring habitats. Its story is a testament to the power of flexibility and the will to survive against all odds. High above the world, where the air is thin and the wind howls across the jagged peaks of the Himalayas, a truly magnificent and somewhat macabre bird reigns supreme, the bearded vulture. This extraordinary raptor is often seen gliding effortlessly at altitudes that would leave most creatures gasping for breath, sometimes soaring above 23,000 feet, higher than many small aircraft can fly. Its presence in this harsh, frozen wilderness is a testament to its remarkable adaptations and resilience. The bearded vulture is a giant among birds, boasting a colossal wingspan that can stretch over 10 feet from tip to tip. Weighing up to 18 pounds, it is one of the largest and highest-dwelling avian species on the planet. Its broad wings and lightweight frame allow it to ride the powerful mountain updrafts with ease, covering vast distances in search of food. Its appearance is both striking and unmistakable. The bearded vulture's face is adorned with a dramatic black beard of bristly feathers beneath its beak, giving it an almost mythical look. Its eyes are intense, rimmed with a vivid red ring that stands out against its pale facial feathers, and its gaze is piercing, capable of spotting the smallest detail from great heights. The bird's plumage is a study in contrasts. Its back and wings are cloaked in formidable shades of dark grey and blackish blue, blending seamlessly with the shadowy crags of its mountain home. In stark contrast, its underside ranges from a creamy white to a deep, rusty orange, a colour that glows in the sunlight as it soars above the snowfields. But this orange hue is not a natural pigment. The bearded vulture deliberately stains its feathers by bathing in iron-rich dust and mud, a behaviour that has long puzzled scientists. Some believe it may serve as a signal of dominance or health, while others think it could help with feather maintenance, or even act as a form of camouflage among the rust-coloured rocks. This bird is also known by another, more evocative name, the Lammergeier, which translates from German as lamb vulture. This name hints at the bird's formidable reputation in folklore, where it was once believed to carry off lambs and even children. In reality, its diet is far more specialized and unusual. Its most famous moniker, however, is the bone breaker. This name perfectly describes its extraordinary and highly specialized feeding strategy. The bearded vulture is one of the only birds in the world that feeds almost exclusively on bones. Unlike other vultures that tear at the soft tissues of carcasses, the bearded vulture is a specialist osteophage. It seeks out the bones left behind after other scavengers have stripped a carcass clean, using its powerful beak to crack them open and access the rich, fatty marrow inside. In fact, bones can make up to 90% of its diet, a remarkable adaptation that allows it to thrive where few others can. The bearded vulture's digestive system is uniquely equipped to dissolve bone, thanks to highly acidic stomach juices that break down even the densest fragments within hours. The bird is primarily interested in the nutritious marrow locked inside the bones, a food source that is completely inaccessible to most other scavengers. To access it, the bearded vulture has developed a remarkable technique. It will carry large bones high into the air and drop them onto rocks below, shattering them into manageable pieces. To find its meals, the bearded vulture relies on its exceptionally sharp vision. From its lofty vantage points, it scans the vast, rugged mountain slopes for the telltale signs of a carcass, perhaps a glint of bone in the sun, or the movement of other scavengers gathering below. It soars effortlessly on thermal updrafts, covering immense distances with minimal effort. As it glides above the valleys, it keeps a watchful eye on herds of ibex, sheep, or even yaks, knowing that where there is life, there will eventually be death, and bones to feed upon. When it spots a carcass that has been picked clean by other scavengers, the bearded vulture's work truly begins. It will circle patiently, waiting for the last of the crows, foxes, or wolves to depart before descending to claim what remains. Unlike most scavengers, it is not interested in the scraps of meat left behind. The bearded vulture is there for the skeleton, methodically examining the bones and selecting those that are rich in marrow or small enough to swallow whole. Patience is one of its greatest virtues. The bearded vulture will often wait for hours perched on a rocky ridge, watching as other animals feed. Only when the coast is clear does it descend undisturbed to collect its bony prize. Living at such extreme altitudes, the bearded vulture faces few natural enemies. Its solitary existence atop the world's highest mountains means it is rarely threatened by predators, and its mastery of the skies allows it to escape danger with ease. It is the undisputed lord of its domain, a master of the high-altitude winds. With each powerful beat of its wings, it circles the peaks and valleys, a solitary monarch surveying a kingdom of rock and ice. After a successful feeding, the bearded vulture retreats to a high, inaccessible cliff ledge. Here, far from any disturbance, it rests and digests its unusual meal, the powerful acids in its stomach working to dissolve the bone fragments it has consumed. The bearded vulture is a perfect example of niche specialization. Over countless generations it has evolved to exploit a food source that no other creature can, turning the barren bones of the dead into sustenance and life. By doing so, it has carved out a unique and uncontested place for itself in the Himalayan food web. The bearded vulture is not just a scavenger, but a true king of the desolate cliffs and empty skies, a living legend soaring above the roof of the world. The bearded vulture's method for accessing the marrow inside large bones is a stunning display of intelligence, skill, and, well, brute force. This bird has evolved a unique and highly specialized technique that sets it apart from other scavengers. Once it has located a suitable bone from a carcass, often a large femur or tibia, it will grip it firmly in its talons. The vulture's powerful claws are perfectly adapted for this task, allowing it to handle even the largest bones with ease. The bird then launches back into the sky, climbing to a height of around 165 feet or more. This ascent is not just a display of strength, but also a calculated move to ensure the bone will shatter upon impact. It flies with purpose, seeking out a specific type of location it has likely used before, a particular stretch of sharp, flat rocks known as an ossuary or bone-breaking site. These sites are chosen for their ability to maximize the impact force when the bone is dropped. This is the vulture's personal anvil, the stage for its dramatic performance. The bird's familiarity with these sites indicates a level of spatial memory and intelligence that is truly remarkable. With its target rock directly below, the vulture performs a calculated aerial drop. The precision of this drop is crucial, as it determines whether the bone will shatter or remain intact. It releases the bone, allowing gravity to do the work. The timing and angle of release are critical, showcasing the bird's incredible skill and experience. The heavy bone plummets towards the earth, shattering upon impact with the rocks into smaller, more manageable pieces. This shattering is essential for the vulture to access the nutritious marrow inside. This is a technique that often requires practice and multiple attempts. The vulture may have to retrieve the bone and drop it again and again until it breaks open satisfactorily, revealing the fatty, protein-rich marrow inside. The persistence of the vulture is a testament to its determination and adaptability. Each drop is a learning experience, refining its technique with every attempt. It is a learned skill, passed down through generations, and a remarkable example of tool use in the animal kingdom. Young vultures observe and mimic the adults, gradually mastering the art of bone breaking. Once the bone is shattered, the vulture descends to the ground to claim its reward. The bird's keen eyesight allows it to spot the broken fragments from high above. It can swallow surprisingly large fragments whole, thanks to a wide gape and a flexible esophagus. This ability is crucial for maximizing the nutritional intake from each bone. Smaller bones, such as ribs or vertebrae, might be swallowed entirely without the need for breaking them first. This versatility in feeding allows the vulture to make the most of every meal. The real magic happens inside its stomach. The bearded vulture possesses one of the most acidic stomachs in the animal kingdom, with a pH level close to that of battery acid. This incredibly powerful acid allows the bird to dissolve and digest solid bone within 24 hours, extracting every last bit of nutrition. The efficiency of this digestive process is unparalleled. This unique feeding strategy allows the bearded vulture to thrive where others would starve. By specializing in bones, it has carved out a niche that few other animals can exploit. This specialization not only ensures a steady food supply, but also reduces competition with other scavengers. The bearded vulture's ability to utilize bones as a primary food source is a remarkable adaptation to its harsh environment. By specializing in bones, it avoids competition with other scavengers like foxes and griffon vultures, which focus on the flesh. This dietary niche allows the bearded vulture to coexist with other scavengers without direct conflict. A single large animal skeleton can provide food for a bearded vulture for weeks. The bird's ability to extract maximum nutrition from bones ensures its survival in the rugged Himalayan landscape. Capable of consuming up to 2.2 pounds of bone in a single feeding, this bird has perfected a grisly but highly effective survival tactic. Its efficiency in processing bones is unmatched in the animal kingdom. It is nature's ultimate recycler, ensuring that nothing is wasted in the harsh economy of the Himalayan ecosystem. The bearded vulture's role in the ecosystem is vital, as it helps to clean up carcasses and recycle nutrients back into the environment. The high-altitude realm of the Himalayas is a land of superlatives, a place that pushes life to its absolute brink. Here the air is thin, the temperatures plummet to bone-chilling lows, and the landscape is a dramatic tapestry of jagged peaks, deep valleys, and endless stretches of rock and ice. It is a world where only the most resilient can hope to survive, let alone thrive. Yet, as we have seen, it is far from barren. Life, in all its astonishing diversity, has found a way to carve out an existence in even the most inhospitable corners of this vast mountain kingdom. The creatures that inhabit these slopes are not merely survivors, they are masters of their extreme environment. Each animal, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, has evolved remarkable adaptations that allow it to endure the relentless challenges of altitude, cold, and scarcity. From the slumbering Himalayan black bear, conserving its energy in a winter den beneath a thick blanket of snow, its heartbeat slowing to a near standstill as it waits out the long frozen months, to the agile musk deer, whose powerful legs and specialized hooves allow it to leap across treacherous cliffs and navigate the sheerest of slopes in search of food and safety. Each species has crafted a unique and brilliant solution to the challenges of life on the roof of the world. Their bodies, behaviors, and instincts are all fine-tuned to the demands of this formidable environment. Their stories are a powerful testament to the incredible resilience and adaptability of nature. Against all odds, they persist, generation after generation, in a place where survival is never guaranteed. The predatory dance between the cunning red fox and its prey showcases the intricate web of life that persists here. The fox, with its keen senses and boundless patience, stalks through the snow, attuned to the faintest rustle beneath the surface. The fox's intelligence and dietary flexibility allow it to carve out a living, shifting its diet with the seasons, from small mammals to berries and insects, adapting to whatever the mountains provide. Meanwhile, the musk deer's specialized anatomy, its elongated fangs and powerful hind legs, serves not only for survival but also for fierce mating rituals. Males battle for dominance, ensuring that only the strongest genes are passed on and the legacy of their kind continues. There are no easy meals or comfortable days in this kingdom. Every mouthful of food is hard-won, every moment of rest a calculated risk. Every action is dictated by the harsh realities of the environment, the scarcity of food, the brutal cold that seeps into every bone, and the constant threat of predation. Every creature must remain vigilant, for danger can strike at any moment, from the shadows or the sky above. Survival is a complex equation, and these animals have solved it with breathtaking ingenuity. Their strategies are as varied as the landscape itself, each one a marvel of evolutionary problem-solving. Perhaps no creature embodies the spirit of Himalayan adaptation more than the bearded vulture. With wings spanning nearly 3 meters, it rides the mountain winds with ease, a solitary figure against the endless sky. Its specialized, bone-breaking diet is a stroke of evolutionary genius. Where others see only the remains of death, the bearded vulture sees a feast, shattering bones to reach the nutritious marrow within. This remarkable adaptation allows it to claim a food source that is entirely its own, reducing competition and ensuring its survival in a land of scarcity. Soaring in the thin air where few others can follow, the bearded vulture is a master of the heights, perfectly attuned to the rarefied world above the clouds. It represents the pinnacle of niche survival, a living example of how specialization can unlock the secrets of even the harshest environments. Turning the very symbol of death, the skeleton, into the source of its life, the bearded vulture transforms what others leave behind into sustenance, closing the circle of life in the mountains. It is a reminder that in nature every challenge presents an opportunity, and that the most daunting obstacles can inspire the most ingenious solutions. Life will find a way to flourish in the most unlikely of places, using the most extraordinary of methods. From the tiniest insect to the mightiest vulture, every creature plays a part in this grand ongoing story. The survival tactics on display here are as varied as they are ingenious, testaments to the creativity of evolution and the relentless drive to endure. Ultimately, the stories of these Himalayan animals are more than just fascinating tales of wildlife. They are living chronicles of adaptation, perseverance, and the unbreakable will to survive. They are profound lessons in endurance, innovation, and the unyielding will to live. Each day, each season, brings new trials and new triumphs. They've turned a landscape of rock and ice into a vibrant, living kingdom where every niche is filled, every opportunity seized. They show us that with the right adaptations, even the most savage and unforgiving environments can be conquered. The Himalayan black bear with its patience and strength, the musk deer with its agility and determination, the red fox with its cunning and resourcefulness, and the bearded vulture, with its mastery of the skies and its singular diet. These are the true monarchs of this mountain realm, their lives a continuing saga of survival against all odds. In the Himalayas, every day is a testament to the power of adaptation, the strength of resilience, and the enduring spirit of life itself. But beyond the dramatic battles for survival and the showy feats of adaptation, there exists a quieter, often invisible force that binds the Himalayas together, the intricate web of relationships between species, plants, and even the land itself. In this vast wilderness, every creature is a thread in an immense, interconnected tapestry, one where the fate of each is intimately tied to the others. Beneath the snow and stone, mycorrhizal fungi weave through the roots of ancient rhododendrons and juniper trees, forming symbiotic partnerships that allow both plant and fungus to thrive. These hidden networks help trees absorb precious nutrients in the thin, rocky soil, fueling the growth that sustains everything from insects to mighty herbivores. Tiny pika, often overlooked, play a pivotal role as ecosystem engineers, gathering and storing grasses which not only feed them through the harsh winter but also help shape the landscape, controlling plant growth and providing shelter for countless other small creatures. Even the mighty bearded vulture, soaring high above, is part of this delicate balance. By cleaning up bones and carrion, it prevents the spread of disease, ensuring the health of the entire mountain community. The predators and prey, the scavengers and engineers, the pollinators and the plants, all depend on each other in ways both obvious and subtle. A change in the fortunes of one can ripple through the ecosystem, affecting many others in a delicate cascade. This hidden web is a reminder that survival in the Himalayas is not just about individual strength or cunning. It is about connection, cooperation, and the silent partnerships that make life possible in a place where the odds are stacked against it. In the end, the resilience of the Himalayas is not just found in the remarkable adaptations of its animals, but in the strength of the bonds that tie them all together. Here, every breath, every step, and every heartbeat echoes across the mountains, part of a living network that endures unseen but unbroken on the roof of the world. As the seasons shift across the Himalayan slopes, transformation sweeps through every corner of this wild domain. Spring's thaw breathes new life into the valleys, painting the mountainsides with bursts of rhododendron and primrose, while summer's brief warmth invites a flurry of activity from creatures great and small. But in the Himalayas, change is more than a cycle. It is a test, a force that has shaped every inhabitant over countless generations. Monsoon rains carve new paths through rock and soil, swelling rivers that nourish dense forests below. In these fleeting months, insects emerge in droves, pollinating alpine flowers and feeding hungry birds and mammals. Each drop of rain, each gust of wind sets off a chain reaction, sparking migrations, triggering breeding rituals, and awakening dormant seeds beneath the earth. As autumn descends, the air grows thin and cold. Leaves fall and the landscape transforms once more. Animals prepare in different ways. The Himalayan marmot gorges on roots and tubers before its long hibernation, while the elusive snow leopard sharpens its senses for the lean months ahead. Even the plants respond, storing energy in their roots, ready to weather the coming frost. Winter's arrival is both a challenge and a crucible. Snow blankets the land, hiding food and shelter beneath a frozen shroud. Yet life persists. Musk deer scrape through crusted snow for hidden lichens, while flocks of choughs ride the wind in search of scattered seeds. Adaptation is everywhere, a living memory etched in fur, feather, and leaf. Through centuries of change, the Himalayas have become a living archive of resilience. Every adaptation, every survival strategy is a testament to the unyielding spirit of those who call these mountains home. Here time itself is an architect, sculpting life to thrive in the face of relentless transformation. In the end, the Himalayas are not just a landscape of peaks and valleys, they are a chronicle of adaptation, a place where the dance of survival is shaped by the ever-turning wheel of the seasons across the ages. High above the tree line, beneath the eternal snows, a select few creatures shape the fate of entire ecosystems. These are the Keystone species, animals whose presence or absence can tip the balance between abundance and collapse. In the Himalayas, their influence reaches far beyond their numbers. Take the Himalayan tahr, a sure-footed herbivore grazing on steep alpine meadows. As it feeds, the tahr trims back fast-growing shrubs, allowing rare alpine flowers to flourish. These blossoms, in turn, become a vital food source for pollinators and seed-eating birds. The tahr's daily routines carve pathways through dense vegetation, creating corridors for smaller mammals and insects to move safely across the mountainside. Above them, the bearded vulture soars, nature's high-altitude recycler. By feeding on bones left behind by predators and scavengers, the vulture prevents the spread of disease and returns vital nutrients to the soil. Its presence ensures the delicate balance between life and decay is maintained, nourishing the very roots of the Himalayan food web. Even the elusive snow leopard, rarely seen but always felt, controls populations of herbivores like blue sheep and ibex. Without this apex predator, overgrazing could strip the slopes bare, threatening the entire ecosystem with erosion and loss. These keystone species are more than survivors. They are architects of the wild. Their actions ripple outward, connecting predators to prey, plants to pollinators, and earth to sky. In their silent, steadfast ways, they safeguard the resilience of the Himalayas, ensuring that life endures at the roof of the world. Here, in this realm of extremes, every life is intertwined, and at the heart of it all, keystone species stand as guardians, quietly shaping the destiny of the mountains for generations yet to come. But in the shadow of Everest, the future of these guardians is far from certain. As the world below changes, so too does the high-altitude wilderness. Glaciers shrink, weather patterns shift, and invisible pollutants drift upward on the winds, threatening the fragile balance that keystone species have maintained for centuries. The Himalayan tahr, once abundant, now faces new challenges from habitat loss and competition with livestock. Their ancient trails, corridors for countless creatures, are at risk of vanishing, fragmenting the wild tapestry of the slopes. The bearded vulture's sky is no longer safe. Poisoning from contaminated carcasses and dwindling food sources cast long shadows over its soaring flight. Even the snow leopard, master of stealth, finds its territory shrinking as human settlements and roads creep ever higher. Yet hope endures. Across the Himalayas, dedicated conservation efforts are taking root. Protected reserves, community-led grazing programs, and anti-poaching patrols offer a lifeline to endangered species. Scientists use camera traps and satellite collars to unlock the mysteries of animal movement, guiding strategies that reconnect fragmented habitats. Local communities, once adversaries, become stewards, restoring native plants, monitoring wildlife, and passing on ancient knowledge of the land. Every success is a testament to resilience. An orphaned tar calf returned to the wild, a vulture nest safe atop a remote cliff, a snow leopard's silent paw print found where none was seen before. In these acts of guardianship, the story of the Himalayas continues, not just of survival, but of renewal. For as long as these keystone species endure, the wild heart of Everest will keep beating, echoing through the mountains and inspiring generations to protect what remains. In the high-altitude sanctuary of the Himalayas, not all guardians have fur, feathers, or claws. Some are unseen, yet their presence is deeply felt, a delicate dance of elements that shape life in the shadow of Everest. The wind, a relentless sculptor, carves the landscape with icy breath, creating sheltered valleys and wind-swept ridges where only the hardiest survive. It carries seeds from distant lands, sowing new life in the cracks of ancient rocks, and whispers through the pines, a constant reminder of nature's enduring spirit. Water, too, is a lifeline, flowing from the melting glaciers and high-altitude springs. These crystalline streams weave through the mountains, nurturing lush meadows where wildflowers bloom in a riot of colours. They form hidden oases for the Himalayan black bear, the musk deer, and myriad other creatures that call these peaks home. In the monsoon season, torrents of rain descend, rejuvenating the land and filling the air with the scent of earth and new beginnings. The sun, a silent sentinel, watches over this realm, casting long shadows and golden light across the rugged terrain. Its warmth brings life to the coldest reaches, where lichens cling to bare rock and alpine plants burst into bloom during the brief summer months. The sun's rays penetrate deep into the snow, creating meltwater that sustains the fragile web of life woven across these heights. And then there is the night, where the moon and stars illuminate the peaks with a silver glow, guiding the nocturnal journeys of the Himalayas' elusive inhabitants. The snow leopard prowls under this celestial canopy, its movements a ballet of stealth and power. The red fox hunts in the moonlight, its eyes reflecting the cosmic dance above. Together, these invisible forces, wind, water, sun, and night, form the silent heartbeat of Everest's wild heart. They shape the land, nurture its inhabitants, and remind us of the interconnectedness of all life. In their whispers, we hear the timeless story of the Himalayas, a tale of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring beauty of nature's unseen guardians. As long as these forces continue their ancient dance, the spirit of Everest will endure, a testament to the power and mystery of the natural world. High above the world, where the air thins and the pulse of civilization fades, silence becomes more than the absence of sound. It is a living presence. On the slopes of Everest, this profound stillness is broken only by the soft crunch of snow beneath a paw, the distant call of a lammergeier, or the whisper of wind threading through prayer flags. Yet within this hush a different symphony unfolds, one that transcends human senses. Here communication is woven into the fabric of existence. The musk deer leaves behind invisible trails of scent, a secret language deciphered only by rivals and potential mates. The Himalayan black bear interprets the subtle vibrations of shifting earth, signaling the approach of spring from deep within its den. For the bearded vulture soaring overhead, the faint glint of bone on rock is a beacon amidst the monochrome snowscape, guiding it to sustenance. Beneath the surface, roots of alpine plants touch, exchanging chemical messages that help them survive the harshest of winters. Mycelial networks, delicate threads of fungus, connect tree to tree, sharing nutrients and warnings of drought or disease. Even the rocks, shaped by ancient glaciers and relentless winds, hold memories of ages past, their mineral compositions influencing which rare flowers may bloom in their shelter. In this realm, survival depends on attunement to the subtle. The vibration of a distant avalanche, the shift in pressure before a storm, the fleeting shadow of an eagle overhead. Each creature is finely tuned to these signals, a testament to millennia of adaptation. The silence of Everest is not emptiness, but a canvas for the extraordinary. It is in this quietude that the Himalayas reveal their truest wonders. Hidden connections, silent conversations, and the enduring pulse of life that persists beyond sight and sound. In the heart of this vast, echoing wilderness, the symphony of silence plays on, timeless and eternal. As the symphony of silence reverberates through the heights of Everest, another profound narrative unfolds, the eternal dance of life and death. In this harsh yet majestic realm, every living being is both a participant and an observer in a cycle as old as the mountains themselves. High above, the golden eagle soars, its keen eyes ever watchful for movement below. With a swift dive, it transforms from a silent sentinel to a fierce predator, reminding us that life in the Himalayas is a constant balance of survival and sacrifice. On the forest floor, the fallen leaves of the Himalayan birch create a tapestry of decay and renewal. As they decompose, they provide nourishment for the soil, fostering new growth in an unending cycle of rebirth. Here, death is not an end, but a transformation, feeding the roots of plants that will one day reach for the sky. The elusive snow leopard, a ghost of the mountains, stalks its prey with patient precision. Its life is a testament to the delicate equilibrium between hunter and hunted. Each successful hunt sustains the leopard, while the remains of its meal nourish scavengers and enrich the earth, perpetuating the cycle of life. In the icy streams, the Himalayan trout navigates treacherous currents, laying eggs that will hatch and continue the lineage. These waters, fed by ancient glaciers, are the lifeblood of countless species, each dependent on the other in an intricate web of existence. Even in death, the bearded vulture plays a crucial role. Known for its unique diet of bones, it cleanses the landscape, preventing the spread of disease. Its powerful digestive system extracts nutrients from what others leave behind, ensuring that nothing is wasted in this unforgiving environment. The dance of life and death is choreographed by the seasons. Spring brings a burst of energy and renewal, while winter imposes a harsh stillness, a time of survival and endurance. Yet even in the deepest winter, life persists. Seeds lie dormant, animals hibernate, and the promise of spring lingers beneath the snow. This eternal dance is a reminder that in the shadow of Everest, every life is interconnected, and every death is but a prelude to new beginnings. It is a cycle that has played out for millennia, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the creatures that call these mountains home. In the grand theatre of the Himalayas, the dance of life and death continues, a timeless performance that speaks to the very essence of existence. As we listen to the symphony of silence, we are reminded of the profound beauty and fragility of life and the enduring cycles that sustain it. Beneath Everest's towering peaks, the ancient stones and shifting glaciers hold memories far older than any living creature. Every gust of wind, every snowfall, and every silent footstep leaves an imprint on the land, a record of survival, adaptation, and change etched into the very bones of the mountains. The gnarled trunks of Himalayan junipers, twisted by centuries of wind and snow, tell stories of seasons long past. Lichens and mosses creep across rock faces, marking the slow, patient work of life, reclaiming the seemingly inhospitable. In secluded alpine meadows, rare flowers bloom for but a brief moment each year, their seeds carried by the mountain breeze, ensuring the legacy of their kind continues. Even the glaciers, vast and imposing, bear silent witness to the passage of time. Their ancient ice traps air and pollen from ages gone by, preserving a frozen archive of the changing world. As the glaciers recede, they release these secrets, a silent testament to the enduring power and vulnerability of nature. Deep within the forests, the echoes of wolf howls and the soft tread of red pandas speak to generations of animals that have called these slopes home. Their trails, worn into the earth, become paths for future wanderers, guiding the next chapter in the story of survival. In every corner of Everest's realm, nature remembers. It remembers the harshest winters and the most bountiful springs, the triumphs and tragedies written into the cycles of life. This living memory shapes the future, guiding each species as they navigate the ever-changing landscape. As the sun sets behind the jagged horizon, the mountains stand silent and watchful, keepers of all that has come before. Their legacy endures in every living thing, in every stone, and in every whisper of wind, a memory as enduring as Everest itself. As dawn breaks over Everest's silent guardians, a new promise stirs in the thin mountain air. Here, where the world's ceiling brushes the sky, life awakens with quiet determination, forging its path through frost and stone. The future of these high places is unwritten, charted each day by the smallest of creatures and the mightiest of avalanches, by seeds that take root in impossible soil, and by the patient flow of meltwater carving new paths through ancient valleys. The mountain's legacy is not just a story of endurance, but of renewal. In the hush before sunrise, alpine grass shoots emerge from the thawing earth, a signal to insects and birds that the cycle continues. Tiny pika begin their day's work, gathering fresh shoots for winter stores, while snow leopards, elusive and silent, leave only the faintest prints in the soft snow, reminders that even the rarest among us have a place in this unfolding story. Clouds gather and disperse, painting new shadows on the slopes, shifting the boundaries between shelter and exposure. The wind, ever restless, carries the hopes of countless generations, bees in search of the next bloom, fledgling birds taking their first flight, and the delicate spores of moss drifting toward a new beginning. Each life, no matter how small, is a thread in the tapestry of tomorrow. As glaciers retreat, they reveal fresh ground for colonization. As forests recover from the scars of winter, they offer sanctuary to the bold and the vulnerable alike. The promise of tomorrow is written in the resilience of these living things, in the quiet persistence that defies the odds. Everest's realm is more than a monument to the past. It is a cradle for the future. Here, the eternal dance of survival, adaptation, and renewal continues, inviting us to witness the unfolding promise of the wild. The mountains watch in silence, their peaks catching the first golden rays of a new day, as life presses onward undaunted and forever reaching for the sky. Beneath the shimmering cloak of snow, far from the gaze of the eagle or the paw prints of the snow leopard, another world thrives. One invisible to the naked eye, yet vital to Everest's enduring story. Here, in the coldest soils and the thinnest air, billions of microscopic organisms go about their ceaseless work, shaping the destiny of the mountain from below. These microbes, ancient and resilient, are the mountain's silent architects. Bacteria and fungi break down decaying leaves, yak dung and the remains of long-frozen plants, weaving nutrients back into the earth. Their unseen labor transforms lifeless stone into fertile soil, paving the way for the first shoots of grass to push through each spring. Some, like nitrogen-fixing bacteria, form partnerships with alpine plants, granting them the nourishment to survive where few others can. Others unlock minerals trapped in the bedrock, releasing them slowly for generations of mosses and wildflowers yet to come. Even in the harshest winters, when the surface is locked in ice, these microscopic communities persist, huddled in tiny pockets of warmth, their metabolic whispers keeping the cycle of life turning. As glaciers recede and new ground is revealed, it is these minuscule pioneers who prepare the way, laying the foundation for all that follows. Without their tireless efforts, the grand dance of the Himalayas would falter. The promise of tomorrow would wither at its roots. In the silence beneath the snow, life's smallest architects remind us the mightiest mountains are built not only of rock and ice, but of the invisible multitudes that call them home. Here in the hidden warmth of the earth, the next chapter of Everest's legacy quietly begins.